Hey, what's up? It's Valar. Hope everybody is doing awesome. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Today's actually going to be a video just focusing on 5 sleeper legendaries. Some people may not think they're sleepers. I think they're sleepers. Obviously, there's people that find value in them, but I think that they're still kind of undervalued. And especially for a newer player, I think these would be like amazing champions to have. And even for endgame players and everything too. So I think they have a lot of utility. And then they kind of get ignored just because they get overshadowed by other champions. So I wanted to just do a quick video and give them a little bit of a spotlight. We're going to look at the index. Before I do that, I am posting a pinned comment in the description for my Game On page. So go check it out. Not just for that reason, just to help me out or anything like that. But what it is actually super cool is you guys can actually do clips and share it too if you have a Droid device. So if you want to share stuff and everything too, it's super cool to sign up there. And it actually has like a built-in recorder and everything too. So it is very fun. Like, I think it would be a really cool way to engage the community as well. I have a lot of shard openings, of course, over there. So go ahead and check out the shard openings I've had. I'm just going to link it directly to like right where my page is for today. So anyway, let's actually get into what we were talking about. So number 1, and he's the first legendary listed in the index, is Lord Champfort. I came out with a video of Lord Champfort, God, it's like a year ago now, I feel like. I think it's about April of 2020, I want to say. So I know it was like right when we were going through all this lockdown stuff. So anyway, right when they buffed him, I did a video before they buffed him, and then right after they buffed him. Kind of when everybody was like, man, he's okay, right? No, he's really good, actually, right? Decreased defense on his A1, AoE, decreased accuracy, and decreased attack. The decreased accuracy is very good, too, because a 50% decreased accuracy can be huge, right? On a 3-turn cooldown decreased attack. So if you pump this guy with a lot of accuracy, too, that's going to help you in things even like Arena and all, too. And then because of his passive, you know, at the start of each turn when he places a shield buff on this champion equal to 20% of their max HP for 2 turns, and will place a decreased speed debuff for 1 turn on whichever enemy attacks them. So, and it's on a 1-turn cooldown one book. So this thing is just constantly placing a shield on him. It makes him a god and a Scarab King for Doom Tower. Also, he has just an amazing aura of HP dungeons. Ally HP in dungeons by 50%. So, super freaking cool aura. Lord Champfort, still to this day, is actually one of my favorites. I undervalued him for so long and kind of kept him in the vault when I first pulled him. Do not do that. Lord Champfort actually could potentially be used almost everywhere. Clan Boss for the decreased defense. I'm not going to say he's great in Clan Boss or anything, but he's usable, right? So, and then even this, the decreased attack on a 3-turn cooldown in Clan Boss would be good. Decreased accuracy could be good so that the Clan Boss doesn't place his decreased attack or, decreased accuracy and whatever debuffs depending on affinity it's on. And the shield is pretty cool too. Not the best place to use him, but I really think Lord Champfort Arena, Dungeons, just general content, the Doom Tower. Champfort is a sleeper. He's amazing. Build Champfort if you have him. The other one, and I kept this guy in the vault for so long because I thought he was a Vault Guardian, because on tier lists he showed up at the bottom of the tier list for so long, right? Girgo the Augur. Girgo is actually awesome. Now, I will say he doesn't have much general viability as like Champfort does. He's useless in Clan Boss, right? However, he's got this 2-hitter, places an extra hit if the target has freeze. This is an amazing ability here. It's a 4-turn cooldown, but it removes 2 random debuffs from all enemies and then has a 100% chance to freeze all enemies for 1 turn and then grants an extra turn. It is amazing. And then he also has a 1-hitter here, places an extra hit if the target has a freeze debuff. And then his passive, 50% chance of placing a freeze on the attacker for 1 turn if the champion loses more than 20% of that max HP on 1 attack. And he's attack-based. His HP is average, so likely that could happen. And then ally attack and faction crypts, which is a ridiculous aura, 44%. But you're probably still not going to run him for that. But however, I do think he is actually awesome. This ability right here is just clutch CC, clutch in the arena. Girgo kind of gets slept on a little bit. And actually, I mean, he looks amazing. And I've said he needs to be buffed before, but I think, I got to admit, I think I was actually kind of wrong. But because of the way his extra turn cycle and everything, I do kind of want this one to be a little bit juicier, but still, hey, I think he's a sleeper champion. He's going to be just one of the best CC champions and absolutely awesome in Arena. So I think Girgo doesn't get enough credit still to this day. I love Girgo. The theme here is a lot of these are actually old school ones, right? So, and then there's two that are actually Skinwalker legendaries. Two Skinwalker legendaries. The first one I'm going to say is Hackhorn Smashlord. Hackhorn Smashlord is awesome, actually. So he's got a stun on his A1. It is a, 60% chance. Wait, I can't add. Sorry. I can add. I'm just tired. 55% chance. Man. Yes. Sorry. 55% chance. Removes all debuffs from all allies. Then places a block debuffs on all allies for 2 turns. Heals by 15% of this champion's max HP. And heals each ally extra 10% for each debuff removed from them. So really cool cleanse. You build him with a ton of HP, and he has a ton of HP for his base stats too, 23,000. He is an HP-based champion. He has decent speed, decent defense. His attack doesn't matter at all, right? This is a little bit of the weird ability where it sacrifices 20% of 5% of his HP, then attacks all enemies, and it can't crit, and it's always equal to 50% of this champion's max HP. So obviously you build him with a ton of HP, that's going to be better, but it'll happen even if it kills him. And then he has a really good HP aura as well, although it's not as good as Champfort's. Ally HP in dungeons by 33%. This guy's one of the best cleansers out there. I love Hackhorn Smashlord. The other one, and I just pulled this guy, and I'm still actually working on him because I have so many things I'm working on right now. There's only so much time in a day, but hey, you know what? Who cares? The Norad that I have, Norad is awesome, and I mean, I think that he still is like not seeing the light of day that he needs to see. He's got a one-hitter that you can actually book up to a 60%. That time I got it right the first time. Chance of placing a block cooldown skills debuff for 1 turn. He is defense-based. He has really nice base defense too, 1300. Really good base speed too for a defense champ. I've found that a lot of these defense champs, although there are some that have good base speed, have relatively low base speed on some of them, and he has pretty good base speed. So you can stack easier like damage dealing stats like defense, right? So, but block cooldown skills is actually pretty good. It is a single target, but that's a nice little suppression ability on somebody. And then an AoE on a 3-turn cooldown, but does block buffs. I still think block buffs does not get the love it deserves, actually. Block buffs is a huge, huge debuff in this game, actually. If you're stopping the team from getting buffed, I mean, that's great. Or even waves, too, from general content, that type of stuff. Ugo, who on the epic side, awesome new epic, she does block buffs and decreased defense, which is pretty amazing. And then he is immune too to stun, freeze, and sleep, and decreases damage taken by all allies that are under 1 or more buffs by 15%, and then by allies that have no buffs by 25%. And then he's an ally defense in dungeons by 40%. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's the best defensive dungeon aura in the game. So from a dungeon standpoint, he's amazing, actually. Norag's still not getting enough love. I actually plan on really, really using this guy. I don't know why. For some reason, I've wanted a Norad for a while, and I finally got my Norad, and I am like delayed on building him because I wanted to build all this other new stuff. But now I'm kind of going back to the old school for some of the stuff I want to build. Norad is going to become big part of my teams and everything too. I really am going to use him everywhere. Clan boss and like traditional setups and everything too. Doom Tower, faction wars obviously. But anyway, we're going to go to the last one on the list here, and it is an undead that I sort of think it's overshadowed just because there are so many freaking undead legendaries, and even like a Mausoleum Mage could potentially be good with what he does too, but Scartos still kind of doesn't get enough love, I feel like. Scartos is a good sleeper champion. He's got an AoE on his A1 that has a 30% chance of stealing one random buff from each enemy. So pretty cool. You book it up to a 50% chance. So that is actually very nice if you build up a lot of accuracy. And it's an AoE too. And then increased attacks on a 3-turn cooldown. He has an increased attack and increased crit rate on all allies for 2 turns. Pretty clutch, pretty cool. This is even better though. It is a 7-turn cooldown, which only booked to a 5. But still, it removes all debuffs, then heals, then fills turn meter. So he's cleansing, healing, and filling turn meter to have your team cycle, right? The amount by which each ally is healed increases according to the number of debuffs removed. The amount by which each ally's turn meter is filled increases according to the number of debuffs removed. So the more debuffs that he removes, the better, obviously, right? And then he has this amazing speed aura. Again, the kind of the dungeon themes here with a lot of these. Increase ally speed in dungeons by 33%. That's a massive speed aura. So if you're having speed problems or anything like that, you pull a Scartos. He's just going to be a great support for you, help you through a lot of dungeon content, kind of do all that stealing buffs. And I think in Arena he could be useful too. So those are my picks for some sleeper champions. I'm actually just going to leave it at that. And please, if you found it useful or fun in any way, just like, subscribe as well. And thank you so much for checking it out. Don't forget, make sure you go over to Game On and check it out. There's a lot of cool shard pulls there. You'll see some cool stuff. And then you guys can actually take part in the whole adventure too. And actually get some of your own clips on there as well. Because it is kind of fun. I want to actually try to do some things like as a community feel at some point over the next month with it. So thank you so much. Like and subscribe. Cheers.